looking it up, and what I found was that their information and their information was a duplicate. I'm saying I would have to be a professional to be able to tell what was the difference. You remember those games sometimes you see in the newspaper when we were reading newspapers where it would say that here's a picture of something and here's a picture of something. Can you spot what's different in this picture and what's different in this picture? There's 10 things different. How many of you only got through four? Because you couldn't spot some of those other things. Well, that's what happens also when you're being scammed. There's something about this picture and this picture that they looked exactly the same, but there was something in there that was different that my eyes just didn't catch. Scammers create fake profiles. They mimic real individuals or organizations to gain trust, and they ask for money or personal information. And what is so sad is that they use children, they use charities, and they say that I'm with this, that, and the other. I'll say ABC for lung cancer or for something with children. And you can help, and they'll show a picture of a child who's probably in a photo that you can get from one of the big stores. And they'll post it and say that that's their child, sick or dying or needs surgery or something like that. That's another red flag. It was poorly written profile, a lack of verification, and sometimes they have a lack of verification in badges that they send. They'll tell you that you are one of the top people who got a badge and this, that, and the other. The badges are fake. They really don't belong to any organization or company. So they're requesting money. They're saying that you have populated to be their number one fan, and you're feeling good because they're telling you you're number one. But what they're really doing is requesting money and sensitive information because now that you're number one and you're a fan, so that you're thinking that, oh, we're cool, we're good, we're friends. I'm always on their page, they're always on mine. Well, they're always on yours for a reason because they want that information. But there's one scam that just tickles me, and that's the family emergency scam. Someone in your family is ill. They'll tell you that they were injured or been in an accident or the death or funeral of an immediate or extended family member, and they need the money for funeral costs. Let me ask you something. If that's the case, why are you just hearing about that family emergency when it comes to them dying all that time that they were sick? Nobody called you to tell you that Uncle so and so was sick, Aunt so and so passed away, and a family, and when I say the family knows about it. Not just one person calling you. Now on social media, you see people posting it that this person passed away, that person passed away, and they need help, or they do that GoFundMe, which I think is a crime in itself for people to use GoFundMe. But people are going so far as posting a person's picture. And again, it could be the picture from one of those stores of saying that this is their relative. So they'll get somebody that may be from the same culture, I'll say, of them, and they'll go so far as making a flyer and they're putting a date on there. And maybe they'll say like their grandmother who was born in 1950, and she passed away on a certain day. And a lot of times they'll say a current date, and it's usually around a holiday or something like that. And that's when they start reeling you in because you're starting to feel bad. And then they start to tell you that maybe it was a week before their birthday, or maybe that person just turned a certain age, and they're telling you where you can send money for the funeral. And it's not the funeral home, the flowers are not going there. And they usually say, in lieu of this, send that. Or she didn't want flowers. We really need the money to bury her or him and get a tombstone, or we need to buy them a suit or dress or whatever the case is, or to help with maybe the transportation of people to get there. So they have creative ways, and you'll see a flyer, and it's just as beautiful as can be, and it has all the fixings on there, where you'll see the date that they're going to celebrate. I don't want to say celebrate, but celebrate that person's life. And they'll say that a celebration in life. And they'll have a picture of them here and all the details all around it, and beautiful colors and things like that. And they're reeling you in. They're actually telling you that this. Some scammers who are supposed to be your family and could very well be look scammers are related to